This is the Almost Daily Zencast. Hello and namaste. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. I am your humble host, the incorrigible Mr. Zeppo. Let's get started.
Namaste, my friends. Thanks for tuning in. I normally don't do anything on this day, the 7th day of the first month of the year, because, as it so happens to be, it is the day of the anniversary of my birth. We all have them. You know that old saying, opinions are like assholes? Well, there's got to be an adage about birthdays that runs along the same. We all have them. It's something we all have in common. We all celebrate our birthdays. We sort of all celebrate each other's birthdays, and yet we can't seem to get along. You know that song, All I Want for Christmas? Well, I always change the words to All I Want for My Birthday because, Christmas is not one of the holidays that I officially celebrate. Not in its postmodern, organized religion form as we see it today, especially not the consumerized, gotta buy a bunch of junk to make everybody happy form. But that's a whole nother issue, right? It's my birthday today. Christmas had its moment. I celebrated it. I'm not a Grinch, and I'm not a Scrooge. And there's a whole bunch of funny sidebars I can get into about that regarding my day job, but I won't. I want to talk about my birthday, and I want to talk about what I want for my birthday. All I want for my birthday, folks, is world peace. And love and grooviness for all of humanity, the entire species, every single individual member of the whole collective. Now, what are the odds that I'm going to get that today for my birthday? Very low. Setting that aside, setting that highly impractical objective aside, what tangible, real, possible, plausible, achievable thing do I want from my birthday? Well, listen, folks, for those of you who don't know me well enough yet, the reason I don't celebrate holidays is because I don't need people giving me stuff. I'm sort of a Zenist. I'm not a big, formal, participating member of any particular school of Zen. I'm more like a Pure Lands. If you've never heard of Pure Lands, their entire doctrine, which can take volumes, boils down to one sentence. It already is what it is. Chill the fuck out. Some people say that's a cop-out, but I find great depth and solace in that practice of trying to understand that. But I digress. Tangible things. I don't usually ask for stuff. I'm not asking for gifts, and I'm not asking for money. I don't want you to donate to me or to some other charity, although I do support and endorse charitable giving. I think we're doing it in the least effective, least genuine. We're doing charity wrong, folks. But that's a topic for a whole other episode. Forgive me. I'm like having my morning coffee. I got to keep this short because I gotta gear up and head in to the first day of work at my day job of the new year. I don't usually get forced to work on my birthday, which I understand is quite unusually weird and lucky. Most people, especially most people who work, sort of the average, bell curve average of the kind of work that's out there, don't have that luxury. They don't have the luxury of not needing to work on their birthday, right? I lucked out in a bunch of different ways. The way the schedule works out at my day job, it's not the typical kind of work there. And my birthday's so weirdly close to the end of the holidays that I usually luck out and there isn't a production being mounted right that second. Like there's a bit of a gap. But this year, boom, gotta go load in a fun and exciting new show. Can't talk about it, obviously, because this podcast is not affiliated with the theater that I work at. And I say that with respect. I know disrespect. I love the theater that I work at, and I love the people that work there. I digress. Clearly, it's really early in the morning, and the coffee is not kicked in yet. Real tangible things. I don't ask for gifts. I don't ask for your charity. I'm not asking for your money. But I am going to ask you, dear listeners, a sincere and genuine favor. Whether you're listening to this right now on the 7th of 2018, my actual birthday, or sometime in the future, as your genuine gift to me for my birthday, I humbly request that you share your favorite episode of my podcast series to date on your favorite social media platform. So if you really loved this most recent episode about The Wall, right? And the $5 billion, you would think that's like, bang, you just nailed it. That's my favorite one I've heard all month or all since I started listening. Cool. Share that shit. And get one or two other people to check it out. That's all I ask. I don't know how many people are really listening to my podcast. This will be the depressing tangent, and then I'll wrap it up because I got to get going. I don't really know. And according to that article in the New York Times, 40% of all network traffic is fake. And that's like the bell curve average out of the different studies that they did. You know, sometimes it registered as high as 60. So let's say that, in truth, on a like sliding scale, almost half of internet traffic is fake. That means odds are, like, it looks like 30 people are listening to my podcast. That means only 15 people are actually listening to my podcast, and the rest are just bots downloading it to look like people. I don't know. It's confusing. But it's part of the inspiration. I was like mulling over that article again. Like, I want to revisit it. I want to reread it again, like in a week, when I'm less like post New Year's and post flu cold hybrid disease cloudy in the mind. I'm going to reread that article, really get into the nuts and bolts of what they were talking about. Not to give you my review of it, because that's sort of pointless, but to extrapolate, to see what I can extrapolate from it and where, I feel we might be going that maybe others aren't keeping an eye out for. But I digress. I hope that the numbers from Sprecher are at least somewhat accurate, because it's encouraging to see that slowly but surely the podcast seems to be growing. And I humbly ask you for your help in that goal of growing the audience. So, the freest gift you can give anyone all year, just pick your favorite episode. And if you're new to the project and you haven't listened to that many, don't worry about it. Just think of it as for when you've gotten to like a critical tipping point and you've found a favorite episode, boom, share the shit out of that one, right? Or whatever, however you do it. Just help me get into some new people's earballs. I need to grow the audience, not because of self-aggrandizing reasons. I don't want to contradict myself either. I do believe firmly that in order to put an end to the horrible addiction or habit of making stupid and horrible, vile people famous, we need to start flexing our muscle in helping to make positive, groovy, upbeat, spiritual people. Famous. And I mean famous, like Trump level famous. There's a lot of well followed yoga teachers and spiritual gurus and et cetera, right? I'm not trying to be that. I'm trying to be the yoga spiritual community, like entertainment, opinion, voice, DJ. We used to call them DJs, although that was really arcane language because they weren't spinning any discs. They were just spinning their mouths, right? But I digress, right? Here I am. It's 5:30 in the morning on January 7th. I'm rambling at you. And this is how I'm celebrating my 43rd birthday. Woo! So thanks for being a part of the project, folks, whoever you are. And hey, I don't mean to be dismissive. If you are an artificial intelligence bot and you're downloading my podcast because it's part of your programming in order to like simulate a real person profile, I hope you have the bandwidth to actually listen to the words in my podcast, not just go through the motions of acquiring it for the analytics. Who knows? I don't know. Are the AI bots that smart yet? I don't know. But one knows, one hopes and prays and fears simultaneously that they will be that smart really fucking soon. But I already did that episode, or at least I already opened that can of worms. We'll come back to it another time. It's my birthday. I don't like the birthday song. So here's one of my favorite songs from my all-time favorite movie in the whole world. This is how I like to celebrate my birthday. Thank you for being here and listening to my weird and bizarre celebration of my own birth. I hope that sounds okay on the podcast. So happy birthday to me. Let's kick off 2019 in a good mood. Feeling better and stronger than I did all last year. Despite this horrible, nasty cold flu cold that I had all week. And as with every birthday greeting I give to others, if you haven't seen it, if you haven't seen my Facebook birthday greeting, no spoiler alert, I'll take you right to the aha moment of it. I have this little video that I post on people's Facebook pages for their birthdays. If you want my birthday greeting on your birthday, find me on Facebook and add me, follow me, and let me know. And make sure that your birthday shows up on the birthday tracker thing every day, and that the little box is available. People can send you a greeting there. Otherwise, I can't do it. But the video, brings the viewer to this conclusion or to this scientific fact that birthdays are just proof that the universe is fractal. Because people come out of people that come out of more people, which came out of people from before them, and just get it? How fractal it is? Kabah, kabah, kabah. It's a mind-blowing thing. I like to remind myself on my birthday that the human species is indeed this fractal unfolding. And has a beauty unto itself, which we miss when we bury our faces in the screens and hyperfixate on our greed objectives. So as we pretend to samba to my favorite birthday music, because it's generic and there's no words. That's why I felt I can get away with playing it. Also, I'll give you credit in a second. I just want to see if people will start guessing what song this is in the comments. But I'll credit the song in a bit. Woo, happy birthday, mate! Thank you to Michael Kamen and the Bacaenos Brazil Samba from the Brazil soundtrack, the movie Brazil. That was the Brazil Samba. And yeah, beautiful movie, beautiful soundtrack. And yay, a beautiful start to the new year. With what will hopefully be a beautiful birthday day. Thanks for being a part of it. Go and share the show. And if you aren't friends with me on social media, track me down. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Those are the 3 big ones. If you are on a social media platform that I haven't heard of, tell me about it and or help me get my show shared on it. That's my birthday wish. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the love and support. And yeah, may peace, love, and grooviness blossom in your heart on your birthday and on every day, my friends, because by fostering that, you know why I say that? Take a moment here, because I'm sure people might think that that's a silly thing to say. Peace, love, and grooviness blossom in your heart. Your heart's like a garden. You have to tend to it. Emotions are the things that well up and grow in that garden. Now, you can spend all your time being angry at the weeds, or you can tend and elevate and attend to and elevate all the beautiful flowers. And yeah, that's just my way of like signing off and reminding people to attend to the beautiful flowers in their heart. Really nurture the good shit. Because sitting around complaining about the bad shit, guess what you're doing? Nurturing the bad shit. Got to change what you're doing if you want to change what you're seeing and hearing out there in the world, friends. Because it's all interconnected. All right. Peace out, folks.
And that is what I've got to say about that. As always, thank you kindly for listening. This has been the Almost Daily Zencast with your humble host, the incorrigible Mr. Zappa. Until next time, may peace, love, and grooviness blossom in your heart.